Tragedy has struck Bourbon Street in the heart of New Orleans. A horrific incident has left multiple casualties and a city in shock. Today, we hear directly from an eyewitness who was on the scene as chaos unfolded. Stick with us as we piece together the details of this devastating event, the calm before the chaos. It began like any other evening on Bourbon Street, a place known for its vibrant nightlife. But as the clock struck past 3 a.m., the unthinkable happened. We were finishing the night, walking toward Canal Street when commotion broke out. It seemed like a typical Bourbon Street scuffle, so we ducked into a nearby nightclub, thinking it would settle down. The horror unfolds. What began as a typical night quickly spiraled into chaos. Jimmy, an eyewitness, recalls the terrifying moments that followed. Within minutes of entering the club, women rushed in, screaming and hiding under tables. We knew something was wrong, and we went upstairs to the balcony to see what was happening. That's when we saw the bodies, 8 of them. Some were alive, but others, it was clear they didn't make it. Jimmy described a scene too horrific for words. A mother lying motionless, a child they'd seen earlier dancing now, tragically lost. The carnage stretched for blocks. The Rampage. Authorities say the suspect drove a pickup truck at speeds reaching 70 miles per hour, mowing down pedestrians for 8 to 10 blocks. Jimmy remembers hearing the truck roar past. The truck had tire marks all over its victims, on their backs, their stomachs. It was like a nightmare. The police were on foot, chasing him with no time to get in their vehicles. It felt like forever before it all stopped. A failure of protection. Eyewitnesses are now questioning the safety measures in place. Jimmy noted the lack of proper barricades that could have prevented the truck's path of destruction. There are usually heavy-duty barricades on Bourbon Street, but that night, there were only flimsy orange and white ones. This tragedy could have been avoided. The aftermath and trauma. The tragedy didn't end when the truck came to a stop. For those on the scene, the emotional toll was just beginning. We were locked in the club for over an hour, left to process what we saw. When they finally let us out, they forced us to walk past the bodies again. The way we were treated afterward, it was like we didn't matter. What comes next? Investigations are underway, and the city of New Orleans is demanding answers. Why weren't adequate safety measures in place? How did this rampage go on for so long? As the city grieves, it also calls for accountability to ensure a tragedy like this never happens again. A city in mourning. This tragedy has left an indelible mark on New Orleans. As we remember the lives lost and honor the survivors, we must also ask ourselves, what can be done to prevent such horrors in the future? Thank you for watching this in-depth report. Please share your thoughts and condolences in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates as this story develops.